Okay, this is my method for opening coconuts with a vise. First thing you do is cut here, not too far in, or you hit the nut. Okay, and I turn it around. You see you got some nice grooves squeezed in there. Now here I put it kind of on an angle because, or farther this way, because the nut really is about here, depending on the shape of the nut, but you can actually take quite a bit off here. This end you want to take very little, this end you want to take more. So I'd say somewhere around here. This is quite a green coconut. It's a Malaysian, it's not golden. Yep, there we go. There we go, just perfect. We just got perfect part where we just missed the nut. So next, we're going to cut it in cut some wedges. Get it nice and tight. Okay, so now what I do is cut it right around here, this way. And put a couple of nice turns so it's right down to the nut. So, the next thing is to do it with a screwdriver. I'm going to put a pause on this. So what I go with is a screwdriver with a nice wide head, and a nice long handle, give you leverage. You get a couple of pushes in like this just to get it off, and then just off she comes. And like this. Looks like I got a kind of wide one here. Now, there are two ways to do it. One now is to turn it over in the vise, but if you want to cheat, you can just go like this, and that's not water from the coconuts, that's just because it's a green nut and there's a lot of water in the fiber. So this is what I call cheating, where you're not resetting it in the vise. And the danger is that you can squeeze the nut too much and break it. So now you just kind of get her done. And there you go, nice and safely done. I like to take a little knife. I got a kind of cut off knife used to kind of clean it up a little better. Sometimes I even take sandpaper and sand it off nice so that I take it into the house, there's no fuzz. And you know, there are three things here, and one of them soft. So you take a narrow knife with a narrow blade, and you go in and find out which one's the softy, and clean it out really nicely, make a nice hole, and then drain it into a glass to get your water. And then if you want to save the nut, what I also do is I take a hacksaw and cut the nut right in half perfectly, you know, just put it in the vise and cut it round like this, and then you can have a perfect, you know, if you want to do something with the nut, the shell. Anyway, that's it. This nut was pretty green, so we got a lot of water filled right up the glass. Now, depending on species, I noticed that golden seem to have flesh even when they're kind of greeny. There's something called a jelly, which means you can scoop the flesh out, and it's kind of like jelly. And then the more mature the nut gets, you can get hard flesh, which, once you've cut the nut open, like I said, with a hacksaw, or just smash it open and scrape out the flesh with a knife, you can get the flesh. But that probably is for another video. But this is basically just showing how to open the coconut and get the water out, I guess. I haven't really even showed how you have to put the knife in the soft hole of the 3 holes. I did mention it, but I like to put a little filter there that's a screen, stainless steel screen, that makes sure you don't get any flesh in your nice water. In the Bahamas, we have songs about gin and coconut water, and gin makes you sin, and all kinds of things like that. Anyway, I'd best to make another video to show how to get the flesh out, and it's kind of tricky, and how I make shredded coconut. So that's about it for today.